Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, correct?
Yeah.
Knowledge is power indeed. But I question often, does knowledge control power? Because we place pride in institutions that are powered by dollars and agendas. They freely obligate institutions to institutionalize you and I on classical irrationality, furthering the illusions of furthering the future by repeating the same mistakes, by repeating the same mistakes, by repeating the same mistakes, by repeating the same mistake. And somehow we disregarded the fact that there's nothing new underneath the sun. And so we tried to give linear dimensions to revolution.
Check. The first thing I think we all have to come to terms with is that Obama and his education secretary, Arne Duncan, have effectively declared war on public schools and the teachers' unions. These cuts are not accidents. They are part of a conscious strategy by those with wealth and power in this country to make students and working people pay for the economic crisis.
Ronald Reagan said very explicitly that we have to make public education unaffordable for students so that they go into debt so that when they get out of college, they are not running around on the streets causing trouble.
Change can occur. That's the good news. The bad news is it's never easy. It always requires a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice. And the reason that it does is because you have powerful enemies. You have a Supreme Court in this country that is extremist and wants you to believe that a corporation is a human being.
So all across the country we need to ban. Bail out the students, not the bank.
With increases in tuition rates as high as 30%, such as in California, students on an ever-increasing level recognize that the continual climbing cost for education pushes out larger numbers of people.
Bail out the students, not the prisons!
And the more restricted educational access becomes, the less restricted prison access becomes. Our population makes up 5% of the world's population, but makes up around a quarter of the world's prison population.
And bonds for education, not for wars.
I ask you, can a country that maintains over 750 military bases in over 130 countries tell its students, its teachers, and its workers that its wallet is empty?
Speaking before the Chambers of Commerce, Obama recently praised the decision of school authorities in Rhode Island to fire the entire teaching and support staff at Central Falls High School as a model for education reform in this country. Even more shockingly was Arne Duncan, who was recently quoted as saying, Hurricane Katrina was the best thing that happened to the education system in New Orleans. For those of you that don't know what happened in New Orleans, I'll briefly summarize. All of the unionized teachers were fired. The school board was disbanded, and none of the Reconstruction money went to the public school system and instead was given to privately run charter schools.
A lot of you have studied about structural adjustment in third world countries after the high debts that were run up in the 70s. Well, let me tell you, what you are experiencing right now is very deliberate structural adjustment.
me tell you the story of 100 ships traversing the great big sea, moving the riches of the world in large ships owned by the captains of industry. They were heading to places like Amsterdam, London, and LA, but they had to change their plans a bit when they were held up on the way. Here's to the pirates of Somalia, sailing the ocean blue. Here's to the pirates of Somalia, I'll raise a Jolly Roger to you. I figured if we do have everybody singing along on why we like the pirates of Somalia, then we'll actually terrify the authorities who will all think that we're about to start boarding their ships. You know, there is a port here in Portland, you know.
We need a movement that will demand that the government pay off every single dollar of student debt before we spend 1 cent on the bankers who have greased the wheels of this economic crisis.
This year, we're learning some difficult but valuable political lessons. We're learning that our political power lies not with our allegiance to Democrats or Republicans, but in our ability to organize and struggle for our shared interests and for our shared rights.
It's apparent that we really need to work together because these are the people around you here today that are going to make that happen. Yesterday in an email to the whole university that our rally today, along with all those students across the nation that are rallying in defense for the right to a fully funded public education, reminds him of how far we've wandered from our nation's commitment to providing all Americans access to an educational opportunity. We agree, but we also say that we need a reevaluation of community values and social priorities. We need to demand the reallocation of state spending on public goods and services. We prioritize education and not the funding of banks, prisons, and war. We did not create the conditions for this recession, so why should we have to pay the price? We say organize!
They say privatize!
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 We say organize!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the President's office. The reason why we're here is because in June 1st, the government's going to make a decision about how all of the higher ed is supposed to change. Now where we're at right now is they've locked the door. We can only be here for so long before we get in a world of shit. Today, all the presidents of all the universities are on campus. So to show them what we think should happen, we create our specific points. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dalton Mellon Jones.
Of the Oregon University system, folks. He sits on the board that is deciding the restructuring as we speak.
Thank you so much for standing up and being counted. The decisions are being discussed. Your voices are being heard. Don't back up. Stay in front of us.
Thank you.
You see, we tried to walk into the unknown with controlled thinking, and it really hasn't worked this time. I'm talking about books. They've romanticized the relationship of education as a 4-year process with an investment.